Vacuuming is essential to keeping our homes clean, but oftentimes there's things that are forgotten or even missed altogether when it comes to this task. So let me show you a few tips so you can do it like a pro. Tip number one is to always edge vacuum the room first before you do anything else. Now to do this, I like to just grab my hose attachment here on the vacuum. Usually they pop off nice and easy. It's also nice to use your little extension as well in the crevice tool. Now if you do have a brush like this one also comes in really handy, especially along the baseboards there. If your baseboards are white, you just want to be as delicate as possible. That way you're not going to scuff or leave any marks behind. But then I just start on one corner of the room and just work my way in a 360, getting all of the edges. Now the reason this is so important is many times your vacuum cleaner can't quite get all the way to the edge when you're vacuuming, and you leave behind a lot of dirt and debris. And what happens over time if you don't do this step is it really starts to build up, and then it can be very hard to completely remove from the carpet. For instance, if you let it sit for a very long time, and you may even see this in your home already, you can kind of get like a dark grayish line along the edge there. In the carpet cleaning world, that's called soil filtration. And essentially what that means is the air is kind of moving along the edge of the carpet there, and the carpet is filtering that out. It's just grabbing all of the debris and things that's floating around in the air. And this really, again, starts to build up there, and it can even discolor the carpet to the point where even carpet cleaning can't remove it, or it gets really hard. You gotta scrub on it and things. So the best way to prevent this is just to take a few moments when you're vacuuming your room, give it a quick edge, and then it doesn't build up and you don't have that problem. Tip number two is to always go slow and work in sections. Now, I see this all too often when watching other people vacuum, is many times they're going as fast as possible just to get the job done, and I get it, not everyone loves this task, but really when you go too fast, you don't allow the vacuum time to do its job and suck up all the dirt and things that's in your carpet or on your floors. Now for me, I like to recommend just going at a slow and steady pace. It's like 1 foot per second, I would say, if you really want to get down into the nitty-gritty. But this just allows the vacuum time to do its job and suck all the debris out of the carpet. And that way you're really making the most out of your time vacuuming, so you don't have to do it again as often. Now the other thing when it comes to going slow is you always want to make sure to kind of overlap by 1 inch or 2 each line that you do. That way you're getting good coverage and you're making sure to vacuum up every square inch of the area that you're vacuuming. Now when it comes to working in sections, personally, I like to work at the furthest point in the room away from the exit and then work my way to the door. And depending on the shape of the room, I'll kind of work in just like 4 to 5 foot sections, vacuum that area, get it looking great, and then move on to the next. If you kind of take a chaotic approach to your vacuuming and just kind of do a little bit everywhere, sometimes you need to do that in a quick instance, but really you miss spots and then you're leaving dirt behind, and then it's just, your house is not going to be as clean. So when you take time and go slow and work in sections, everything gets nice and cleaned up. Now, something to keep in mind is you want to make sure that you're always using the right setting on your vacuum for the type of floor that you're trying to clean. Early on in my cleaning career, I always used to think that if my vacuum wasn't like digging and hard to push on the carpet, I wasn't cleaning it and I wasn't using it right. Boy, was I wrong, because the goal here is, especially if you're vacuuming carpet, is you just want it on the tip of the surface there so airflow can go into the vacuum and you can suck up all of the dirt and debris. And you want the beater bar just on the surface there, just so it's lightly agitating things so it's not causing damage to the fibers. If you put it on the lowest or like a hard floor setting and you're trying to vacuum carpet and it feels like you're pushing it through cement, it is probably way too low, and you're most likely doing more damage to your carpet and flooring than actually good or removing any sort of dirt and debris. So always make sure you're using the proper setting, and if you do have a roller bar that's adjustable, make sure that it's not digging into the carpet or really hard to push. You want it to be nice and easy, just about at the top of the carpet fibers. Tip number 3 is to vacuum your carpet in all directions. Now, you don't have to do this on every square inch of your room. However, in areas like a high traffic pattern where you walk a lot and there's a lot of dirt and debris, or even very shaggy carpet and rugs, this is very important, because what tends to happen in those areas is the carpet fibers will kind of mat down or fall down and they'll trap dirt and debris underneath. So if you only ever vacuum in one direction, you're not removing as much dirt as possible. Again, you're just cleaning yourself in a circle here, and that way you're getting all directions and all angles of the carpet fiber, nothing's getting trapped underneath, and everything gets nice and clean. Now I will say, if you've never done this before and you just vacuum an area in one direction, you're like, yeah, it looks pretty clean, I think it's good. Give this a try. I think you'll be amazed of how much more dirt and hair and everything else that's in your carpet that you pull out. Tip number 4 is to empty your canister or change the bag on your vacuum regularly. Now you don't want to ever fill this up all the way to the top or let your bag get overly full as well. Usually once it gets to about the halfway mark is when you need to empty it, because if you don't, what happens is you lose suction power and then your vacuum can't pull up any more dirt into the machine, and it just kind of defeats the whole purpose of vacuuming when you're not sucking anything up. Now another thing is that if you do have this completely full, especially with like pet hair and things, it can really start to stink as well, and even sometimes it can start pushing dust out of the machine itself if you're not careful, and that will just make a bigger mess while you're cleaning. So a quick tip that I always like to recommend is just empty this after every single use. That way next time you go to grab it, it's good to go and you can start vacuuming. I will say if you have a canister vac with like this one here, I do really like these. The only thing is sometimes when you dump these, it just makes a big plume of dust and can settle on things and makes a little bit bigger of a mess. So I always like to grab a garbage bag, wrap it around there, open it up inside. That way we're not getting dust everywhere. Another thing you can do if you want to be super careful is just go do it outside quick. That way you're not even doing it in the house. Tip number 5 is to take care of your vacuum cleaner. You need to clean the thing that helps you clean. Now there's really 3 things you always should do on a regular basis. Number 1, clean or replace your filters in the machine. Now every vacuum cleaner is gonna be a little bit different. Just do a quick Google search with your model, but many times you can not only clean the filters, but if they get really bad, you can replace them as well, and they're not super expensive. But this is so important because not only is it gonna help the motor run longer and last longer just because it's not getting clogged with dirt and things, but it's also gonna not spread that dirt around your house while you're vacuuming and making a bigger mess. Now, the second thing is just to clean the vacuum itself as well. Sometimes you got hair clogged up on the beater bar and things, even the hoses can get a little gunky over time, or just the wheels can get kind of dirty. Giving that a quick wipe down is really gonna help extend the life as well. Now, the other thing that I think is really important is take care of your cord on the machine. I see this so often that the cord gets wrapped up wrong and then it gets damaged, and unfortunately either you have to replace it or it damages the entire machine and then you have to throw it out. So to do this, make sure to always wrap the cord from the machine back to the end. That way it's not getting tangled, it stays in good shape, and your vacuum lasts much longer. And there you have it. Now you know the best way to vacuum your home. Thanks so much for watching as always, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing and smash that like button. I also need to give a huge shout out as always to the Clean Squad members over on our Patreon. Thank you so much for your continued support. Now, if you want to join us over there and get access to things like PDF cleaning guides, your name credited down below, or every single week I make a special video answering specific Patreon members' cleaning questions, I can answer yours too. Definitely click the link down in the description, and as always, I'll see you on the next clean.